G'day guys, this is Tyr, and welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In today's one, I wanted to talk about an idea I've had burning in the back of my mind for a very long time. Something I've talked to many people about for a few months now. I've even shared it to the official Bethesda website to see if any developers would consider adding it into the game. This idea of mine revolves around something that isn't necessarily the most popular thing in Fallout 76. Of course, that thing is PvP. Yes, I know, PvP. This video idea is all about PvP. About 10 of you just had a mild stroke, and half of you experienced a rage-induced hard-on. But let's put the prejudice, hate, and disapproval for PvP away for just a moment, and realize that it's a feature in this game. A feature that is not fully expanded upon or taken care of by the developers. It's a feature that is in desperate need of a makeover in many aspects. I mean seriously, it needs a lot of work done, but it can be a very entertaining feature. And despite what people may say on Reddit or YouTube, having a vested interest in PvP does not automatically make you a griefer or a bad person. But having said that, it is no secret that the PvP community in this game in particular does have its dark corners of losers and toxic wankers that take the mode way too seriously. So with that then being said, then of course if you ignore the toxic few that plague the PvP community, it's a really fun experience. I personally have had a lot of fun with PvP in the past when I did take it seriously myself, and currently I just enjoy having friendly PvP matches and fights with my friends or players that aren't enormous assholes. And let's be honest, the most likely reason that those toxic few go to the ends of the earth to prove their worth in PvP is because it's the only way that they can feel any form of validation in their lives. And their stepdads most likely beat the fuck out of them with a toaster as a child. In fact, I think it's a proven fact that all milk drinkers that take PvP too seriously actually have a toaster-sized dent in the back of their head. But anyways, getting away from all that for just a moment, let's actually talk about how this mode can be improved. I've had a brilliant idea that would be effective and super easy for Bethesda. This idea would satisfy all of the PvP players that are yearning for the return of survival mode, or just any PvP update in general. And simultaneously, it would not affect those of the player base that don't care about PvP at all. It makes the two extremes of both sides of the player base happy. Both milk drinkers that swear by PvP, and food builds that couldn't give a fuck about it. It will make them both happy, I promise you that. In fact, I challenge you to find anything that is wrong with this idea I'm about to present you and tell me your concerns in the comments down below. Now, this is an original idea of mine that I have been tossing up for a couple of months now with my friends, and I've been talking about it on stream for months. If you go back, you can see proof of that. I've posted it to the Bethesda.net months ago. However, with that being said, it's not uncommon for ideas to have more than one original source, so you might have seen this idea out and about in the ether that is the internet from someone that no one has really heard of. But if that is the case, then don't think I'm stealing it. This is an original thought that I've had, and I'm just finally putting it into fruition with a video. So let's get into it. Basically, at its core, I am proposing that Bethesda should condense survival mode to its most basic aspects down into a public PvP team format. Okay, picture this. You go to create a new public team, and bam, there is a brand new 7th option. We already have public teams for daily ops, one for casual players, one for events, and even one for roleplay. So I say let's add one in for PvP. The way it would work is simple. If you join a PvP public team, you will be able to have 3 players join your team up to a maximum of 4. Just like any other team, except with one twist. Any other players that are out there in the wasteland in their own separate enemy public PvP teams will be immediately hostile towards you, just like how survival mode functions, removing the need to attack other players and wait for them to attack back. No, the way I envision it is as soon as you enter a public PvP team, pacifist is disabled automatically and you can attack anyone else in the wasteland that is also on an enemy PvP public team. To make it simple for those of you that have concerns, basically you as the player are free to go about your day and do whatever you please and can 100% completely ignore this PvP feature if you wish to. and you can still engage in PvP regularly, just like we can right now, by attacking someone and having them attack back, just as it works today, assuming pacifist is off of course. That is not changing, that will remain the same. But as I said, this will be an added feature, and how I imagine it is that the second you go into a public PvP team, all bets are off. All the safety nets and hand-holding are gone, and you are free to attack any other player and possibly destroy each other's camps, as long as they are also in their different public PvP teams. Just imagine a whole coordinated server or private server full of PvP public teams. The ordered chaos that would ensue would be fantastic, and not to mention the custom game mode ideas that could come from this are endless. For example, in the Fallout for Hope charity stream, a few PvP events didn't come to fruition because the mode was so challenging with what we had to work with. This would have solved all of those things. Also, let's be clear, while in this public PvP team, I don't think players should drop their aid items. I think that is a terrible mechanic that is best left buried with the real survival mode. But while in this public team, I do think that the players should receive higher cap rewards for killing each other, to add incentive to use the mode. And also, once you are in a PvP public team, all players that are in separate PvP enemy public teams will show up on the map marked as a red dot to incentivize the player to close in on the kill. This PvP public team would work tremendously well in combination with things like the Hunter Hunted and Monster Mash events, as well as Workshop PvP. Hell, maybe it could be used in conjunction with other certain events that I just haven't even thought of yet. So let's be clear about what I just said. If you are not in a PvP public team, you will not be affected by anything or anyone whatsoever and are free to go about your business like you can as we are today. But the second you join a PvP public team, you gain the ability to interact with other players that are also in their own separate enemy PvP public teams in a very unique way, meaning you gain the ability to kill each other on sight and gain the ability to destroy each other's camps without restriction. You also gain better cap rewards for killing each other and can see each other on the map at all times. Additionally, since this is a dangerous mode to enter into, I think it's fair to give the player a warning before entering or creating any public PvP teams, to avoid any unwanted griefing, similar to the PvP warning window that occurs when you're taking over new workshops. So with that warning in place, I think that would be more than enough to stop any new or just unaware players of entering into these modes, so that no unwanted griefing will occur. It's right there in your face. Warning, you are about to enter into a PvP public team. Do you wish to proceed? Something like that. Also, additionally, since other public teams give you a certain bonus for having a full team of bonded players, for example, like how the casual team gives you a +1 intelligence per bonded player, I think that the PvP public team should have a similar bonus per bonded player. I haven't worked out what it should be yet, and to be honest, I'm not sure what it should be. I'm thinking something that only affects PvP. Maybe per bonded player gives you +1% bonus damage to other players, or maybe each bonded player makes the team earn a higher percentage of bottle caps on enemy player kills. I don't know, that part is still up in the air at the moment, but let me know your thoughts in the comments and maybe something good will get suggested. So, in my opinion, this is a fantastic idea. It literally has no effect on those that do not care about PvP. Okay, those people are not affected in the slightest. In fact, some of them may see this mode pop up and begin to get a little bit curious, and might actually decide to invest one of their characters into PvP to get a little bit more competitive. You never know, this sort of thing being so readily accessible to the player, assuming it works correctly, could create a snowball effect of more people being interested in PvP, and therefore Bethesda would show more care for the mode and provide updates to support the mode further. Basically, the introduction of this mode would be the foundation for a fair and readily accessible PvP mode, and would serve as the basis for future PvP updates could build upon. Maybe with this public PvP mode being introduced exactly as I've described in this video, it would allow Bethesda to incorporate some long overdue changes into PvP, like certain buffs and nerfs of certain weapons and cancellations of certain items, etc, etc, etc. But not only does this idea do all of that, it also makes the PvP players happy with some dedicated support and provides them with a quick, easy and seamless way to engage in their favourite aspect of this game. So, one final time, let's reiterate how this mode should function from start to finish. Let's say that you're solo, you're not in a team of any type, you're all on your own, you're going about your day-to-day life and it will not be affected by this new public team. You will not be killed on sight and your camp is safe. Then moving forward, you click to create or join an existing PvP public team and are greeted with a warning that you are about to enter a PvP related public team, yada yada yada. You will now be able to attack others that are in this mode on sight, your camp will be destroyed, yada yada yada. It'll say all of that in the warning. You then click to accept and are then placed into the new or existing PvP public team. What happens next is up to you. Let's say for example that there is an entire other group of players in a separate PvP public team. You will then be able to look at your map and see those 4 other players as red blips or dots on the map, and they will be able to see you and your team as well. Now when you eventually do locate each other and meet somewhere, you can attack each other on sight with no restraints at all. You will also be able to destroy each other's camps on sight if you wish. Like I said, all bets are off and anything goes. You can either be solo or fight with a full team to back you up. The choices are yours and however you do this is up to you. Every kill is rewarded with more caps than normal and every death is with a loss of more caps than normal as well. There are a lot of possibilities that could happen with this mode that is left uncharted, like what the bonus could be for a team that is fully bonded or balance changes that Bethesda could implement later on down the track. I think that a PvP public team feature is the future for PvP based content in this game. If you don't agree with me, I'd love to know why in the comments down below. If you liked the idea, then please be sure to share it around and get it to Bethesda's attention. Go all out, people. Get the idea on Reddit, Twitter, Bethesda.net, everywhere they may see it. Let's set the status quo and level of quality that should be expected for PvP updates. Fuck it. Tell me in the comments ways you would expand upon my idea and why you think it would benefit its functionality. But besides that, I'm going to be wrapping up this video. Social media links are down below as always. These are my channel supporters and channel members. They help make the content like this possible. I've been Tyr, and I'll catch you in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.